Hello and welcome to the 104th episode of Rivers Arcade Review. My name is Ed. My channel is dedicated to the coin-operated video games of yesteryear. Today I'm doing a viewer request. Today's game was requested by the viewer Kimberly Haveman and the game she requested was Blockout. Blockout was released in 1989 by Technos Japan and licensed to California Dreams. My first time playing this game was at Haunted Trails Arcade and Mini Golf in Burbank, Illinois. Blockout is a puzzle game in which you need to move puzzle pieces with an 8-way joystick and 4 buttons. 3 to rotate the pieces and 1 to drop the piece into place. This game plays like Tetris, although there has been another dimension added. Now instead of just height and width, there will now be depth. The game will take place in a pit. Pit dimensions will change depending on which level you are currently playing. For the purpose of this video, the dimensions will be described as you are looking downward into the pit. For example, the first pit's dimensions are 4 units across by 4 units high by 11 units in depth. Since the pit is 3-dimensional, each level or face will be a different color. There will be a gauge on the left side of the pit that will display how many cubes deep your pieces are stacked. The colors from the lowest level on up will be blue, purple, green, mustard yellow, medium blue, orange, pink, light blue, yellow, light purple, and light pink. If your blocks reach the top of the pit, your game will end. If your game ends, you will be given the option to continue on the level you lost, although you will begin with a score of 0. In addition to the color gauge, on the right side of the pit, your score will be displayed at the top, then below that will be the number of faces you need to clear to beat the round. Below the faces display will be the high score, then below that will be the pit dimensions, and below that will be the number of cubes that have fallen into the pit. The game begins with the selection of the round you wish to begin on. You have the option to choose between levels 1, 5, 10, 15, and 20. Each selection will have a harder skill level from warm-up to expert. No matter which level you begin at, you'll always begin with a score of 0 and there will be no bonus for clearing the first level. One by one, 3-dimensional puzzle pieces will appear at the top of the pit. These pieces will consist of smaller cubes, although the smallest piece will consist of 1 small cube. The pieces will range from simple to complex, although the more complex pieces won't appear until later levels. As soon as a piece appears, you need to decide where you wish to place it at the bottom of the pit. The first method of control is the joystick. You can move the piece with the joystick, and once you have found a position you want, pushing the button on top of the joystick will drop the piece quickly into the pit. The second way to control your piece is by pressing one of the buttons. Unlike Tetris, this game has 3 rotation buttons. Pressing the A button will rotate the piece clockwise on its Y-axis, pressing the B button will rotate the piece clockwise on its X-axis, and pressing the C button will rotate the piece counterclockwise on its Z-axis. There was also a version of this game in which there was only 2 rotate buttons, in which the Y-axis rotation button was eliminated. The object of the game is to complete the required number of levels or faces as they are referred to in this game. To complete the faces, you need to place a cube in each position. Completing a face will cause it to disappear. If you are able to clear all the cubes from the pit, you'll get a brief break and the difficulty will decrease. Completing the required number of faces will end the round and you will move on to the next round. You will earn bonus points based on how few cubes you have left in the pit. Each round will have a different goal as well as a different pit layout. Clearing 5 levels will bring you to a bonus round. This round will take place in a pit with the dimensions of 2 by 2 by 10. The bonus round will be a timed event. You will have 30 seconds to complete as many faces as you can. The round will end when your clock reaches 0 or your pieces reach the top of the pit, although the game won't end no matter how the bonus round ends. Similarly to Tetris, this game has a 2-player competitive mode. During the 2-player mode, both players will compete simultaneously, each with their own pit. Every time one player completes a phase, the opponent's bricks will be raised up 1 level, although if either player clears the pit, the opponent's bricks will raise up 2 levels. Each 2-player battle will consist of 3 matches. The second player can enter the game at any point. You need to win 2 matches to continue the 1-player game. If the original player loses the 2-player game, the new player will be able to begin the game at the beginning with the level select, although if the original player wins the 2-player game, the game will continue where they left off before the 2-player game began. There are 2 ways to win a match. The first way is to have your opponent reach the top of the pit. If the opponent's cubes reach the top either by their last piece reaching the top or the cubes raise up due to the opponent clearing a face. The other way to win a match is to clear 21 faces. The first person to clear 21 faces will win the match. There's no scoring for the 2-player matches. As the game continues, the pits will get harder as well as the pieces will become more complex. There are a total of 100 different pit designs, and once you reach the 100th pit, the game will continue with the first pit, although it won't be as deep as it was the first time around. Scoring for the game varies based on how high you drop the pieces from. You'll also receive bonus points after clearing each level based on the number of empty spaces in the pit. You will earn 1,000 points for each phase you complete during the bonus rounds. I really enjoyed playing this game and highly recommend playing it in an arcade setting because emulation takes some getting used to due to the number of buttons that require mapping to play the game properly. I like this game more than Arcanide Returns, but not as much as Do Run Run, so Blockout drops its way into the 24th position overall. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any games you'd like me to review, please leave a message below or on my homepage. Please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned to new videos every Wednesday and Sunday.